Hello and welcome back to the Cozy English Podcast. My name is Melody.
And I'm Avery. We are so happy you're joining us today for another episode. How are you doing today, Melody?
I'm doing great, Avery. I was just thinking about my last vacation. It was wonderful, but I did have one small problem.
Oh, what was that?
Well, I got completely lost. I was in a new city and my phone's battery died. I had no map, no GPS, nothing.
Oh no, that's a classic traveler's nightmare. Have you ever gone lost in a new city, listeners? It can be a little scary. What did you do, Melody?
I had to ask someone for help. It was a good reminder that knowing how to ask for directions is a really important skill.
That makes sense. Do you usually ask people for directions or do you prefer to use your phone?
I almost always use my phone, but as I learned, you can't always rely on technology. Sometimes you have to talk to a real person.
Exactly. And that's a perfect lead-in to our topic today. Today, we're learning how to ask for directions in English.
That's right. Imagine this. You're in a new country, you're lost, and you need to find your hotel. If you get lost in another country, can you ask for help in English? After today's episode, the answer will be yes.
Definitely. We're going to make sure you have the words you need. So let's get started with a vocabulary warm-up. We'll go over some essential phrases for directions.
Okay, the first and most important phrase is what you say to get someone's attention. Before you ask your question, you should always say, "Excuse me."
That's so important. It's the polite way to start a conversation with a stranger. So you walk up to someone and say, "Excuse me," and then you can ask your question.
Right. So what kind of question can you ask? A very common one is, "How do I get to?" And then you say the name of the place.
For example, how do I get to the library? Or how do I get to the Eiffel Tower? It's a simple and direct way to ask for directions.
Another useful question is, "Where is the nearest?" You use this when you need to find something close by, like a bathroom or an ATM.
Ah, yes. Where is the nearest coffee shop? That's a question I ask a lot.
Me too. Okay, so now let's talk about the answers you might hear. The most basic direction words are about turning and moving. For example, turn left and turn right.
Turn left, turn right. That's fundamental. And what if you don't need to turn?
Then you will probably hear go straight. This means you continue moving forward on the same road.
Right. Someone might say, go straight for 2 blocks. A block is a section of a street between 2 other streets. It's a common way to measure distance in American cities.
That's a great point, Avery. Now let's talk about prepositions of place. These words tell you where something is located in relation to something else. For example, it's across the street.
So if the bakery is on one side of the street and you are on the other, the bakery is across the street.
Exactly. Another one is it's around the corner. This means you need to turn at the next corner to see it. It's very close.
Right. It's not on the main street you're looking at, but it's just past the corner. And what about it's next to?
It's next to means it is right beside something. For example, the post office is next to the bank. They're side by side.
Perfect. I think those are some really great basic words to start with. How about we put them into practice with a little role play?
I love this idea. Okay, let's set the scene. For our first role play, you, Avery, will be a tourist. You are lost and you need to find the train station. I will be a local person on the street.
Okay, I'm a tourist. I'm looking around, confused. I see you walking by. Here I go. Excuse me, can you help me? How do I get to the train station?
Of course. You're pretty close. Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. You will see it.
Okay, so go straight for 2 blocks and then turn left. Is it far from here?
No, not at all. It's about a 5-minute walk.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
And scene. That was great, Melody.
Thanks. So let's break down that conversation for our listeners.
Okay, so I started by saying, "Excuse me, can you help me?" This is a very polite and friendly way to begin.
Right. And then you used our key phrase, "How do I get to the train station?" Very clear.
And your answer was also very clear and simple. You said, go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. You used the basic direction words we just learned.
I did. Notice that I didn't give too much information. When someone is lost, simple directions are the best.
That's a great tip. And then I asked 2 follow-up questions. These are really useful for getting more information. I asked, is it far?
Right. Far means a long distance. You want to know if you need to walk or maybe take a bus or a taxi.
Exactly. And my other question was, how long does it take to walk? This is another way to understand the distance.
And my answer was about a 5-minute walk. This tells you it's very close and easy to get to.
And finally, it is so important to be polite. At the end, I said, thank you so much for your help.
Yes, always remember to thank the person who helped you. A simple thank you is always appreciated.
Okay, I think we're ready for a more challenging scenario. How about we do a second role play?
Let's do it. This time, I will be the tourist and you can be the local. I want to find a museum, but it's a little further away, so the directions will be more detailed.
Okay, perfect. This time, I'll include some landmarks. A landmark is a big, easy-to-see place like a park, a tall building, or a famous store. They're very helpful for directions.
Got it. I'm ready. I'll start. Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm looking for the City Art Museum. Do you know where it is?
Oh, the art museum. Yes, I can help with that. It's a bit of a walk. You'll want to go straight down the street for about 3 blocks. You'll see a big park on your left.
Okay, straight for 3 blocks and a big park on my left. Got it.
When you get to the park, you need to turn right onto Oak Street. Go down Oak Street for 1 more block. The museum is on the corner. It's a big white building right across from the main library. You can't miss it.
I'm sorry, could you say that last part again? Turn right onto Oak Street and then...
No problem. After you turn right on Oak Street, go 1 more block. The museum will be on the corner. It's across from the library.
Ah, okay, across from the library. That's very helpful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the museum.
Okay, great job, Avery. Those directions were much more detailed.
Thanks. I tried to use landmarks to make it easier. I mentioned the big park and the main library. When you hear directions, listen for these kinds of places. They help you know you're on the right path.
That's a fantastic point. And I did something very important in that conversation. I didn't understand everything, so I asked for clarification.
Yes, you did. That is so important for English learners. It is okay if you don't understand. It is always okay to ask someone to repeat themselves.
The phrase I used was, I'm sorry, could you say that last part again? It's very polite. You can also say, could you repeat that, please?
Exactly. Don't pretend to understand if you don't. It's much better to ask again and get the correct directions.
Also, notice how Avery used the phrase across from. Across from the library is another way of saying across the street from the library. It's very common.
Right. And I also said, you can't miss it. This is a friendly expression that means the place is very easy to see.
This has all been so useful. I feel much more confident about asking for directions now.
Me too. And now it's time for our listeners to practice.
Yes, this is the part of the show where you speak. We are going to say a phrase, and we want you to repeat it out loud. Don't be shy. The best way to learn is by speaking. We will leave a short pause for you to say the words.
All right. Are you ready? Let's start with the most polite phrase. Repeat after me. Excuse me.
Great job. Now let's practice asking for a place. Repeat after Melody. How do I get to the subway station?
Excellent. Now let's try another question. Repeat after me. Where is the nearest restaurant?
Wonderful. Now for the directions themselves. Repeat this. Go straight.
Good. Now this. Turn left.
And this. Turn right.
Now let's practice describing a location. Repeat after me. It's next to the bank.
And one more. Repeat this. It's across from the museum.
You all did amazing. Practice these phrases and you will be ready to ask for directions anywhere.
Wow, that brings us to the end of our episode. We covered so much today.
We really did. Let's do a quick recap of the most useful phrases. Remember to always start with a polite excuse me.
And the key question is, how do I get to, followed by the place you want to find?
And listen for those simple direction words. Turn left, turn right, and go straight.
And don't be afraid to say, can you repeat that please, if you don't understand. It's better to ask again than to get more lost.
That's the best advice. For more practice, we have a challenge for you, our listeners. Write in the comments section on our website or social media, what place would you ask for directions to in an English-speaking city?
Ooh, I love that. Maybe you want to find the best pizza place, or a famous park, or a bookstore. Let us know. We love reading your comments.
And if you found this episode helpful, please don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with a friend who is also learning English.
It really helps our podcast grow. Thank you all so much for listening to the Cozy English Podcast.
Until next time, happy learning!
Goodbye, everyone.